Excellent timing, those cats. Hello and welcome, everybody, to Pathfinder Daughters of Fury, Episode 3, where the madness continues.
As it always does.
It wouldn't be any fun if it did.
Fair point. So we're going to be short our explosively impacting cleric for... not cleric, paladin for the next hour. Our resident ice witch for the next few minutes. And we were going to be without Kiri for the session because, unfortunately, she's been hit by a migraine.
Yeah, so thankfully at least most of them will be rejoining.
Yeah. I'm just going to group you guys up and take you through to the next bit. I will be ghosting Kiri for the first bit of the session, folks, because she had a rather important thing that she wanted doing at the start of this session. What with the party now being level 11.
Did I miss that?
I did mention it, but possibly.
I think I missed that, because my character sheet is still 10th level.
Oh dear.
I'll fix that.
Good thing we've got a few minutes of chatter. So, whilst I move you all over, how's everyone doing?
I'm doing good.
Are we missing any characters here? Let's see.
I'm very happy because I thought you started off the game with Welcome to Pathfinder's Duck Dynasty. I was like, oh no.
No, we try and avoid politics on this session, and that would not do that.
Yeah, that would be rather interesting, and I don't think I'd ever watch something like that.
For one thing,
I'm in a redneck area.
For one thing, if we were going to do that, I think, given Paizo's leaning, we would have to be playing an ogre campaign. Given that the Paizo description of ogres is basically every redneck stereotype ever.
That's amazing.
I'm not joking. If you read the description and every portrayal of ogres in any published Paizo material, it is every redneck stereotype. To the point that I find it irritating, and I'm British. Then again, I'm also a fan of country music, so, you know, I'm sure that would make some people question my standards as a Brit.
No, you don't even need to be a Brit. I'm already judging that.
People want to judge me on my enjoyment of country music, that's perfectly fine. As long as they don't mind judging it from under the steel toe cap boot. I'm open to dissent. I'm a GM. I'm only so open to dissent, you know.
Fair enough.
So, with the new morning, and Kiri's mentioned to Ovir Radam, the cleric of the current head of the Church of Yomadai, after the previous head was killed in battle during the raid last night. Apparently managed to take out a trio of Erinyes by himself before they brought him down. You've been escorted to the hall of the Arwyll, the Arwyll family funeral hall, which is normally where they're laid to rest so people can lay their respects before the body is burned.
As we're writing up, I'll use my sleeve mini garbs to switch into more respectful, simple, more clerical robe.
Fair enough. And along with him is someone else who says he has news for you, which is the Scoutmaster of Arwyll Stead, Terran Shaw. I hope the image has popped up for you guys.
Yes, it has.
Still got to be the most uncomfortable belt buckle I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is his belt buckle a fork?
No,
It's
his
an
belt
arrow,
buckle.
bow and arrow.
Yeah, bow and arrow pointing down. Great idea, that.
I thought it was a fork.
No, it's a bow of a rastil.
As we're approaching, I'll step in and just basically let whoever wants to go first go ahead.
Right. Well, when Perrin's introduced you, he said, "Glad to meet you all, and I'm certainly glad you're on our side from what I've seen, from what I've heard about so far. And I have to say, you have my eternal gratitude for what you're about to do for Wade. He's been my best friend since we were kids. He was always worried what would happen if he wasn't around."
Just one more reason to be glad what's about to happen.
Indeed. So he will move forward and cast her raise dead. That's the right one. Just let me double check that's the right spell.
Ow.
Sorry.
Yes, yeah, it would be. Okay. So she's not, because Anna's not had the chance to update her character yet. But yes, I believe it was raised dead. So there is a great flash of light. Resources provided by Ulvia. And weight begins to stir. Oh,
Okay, get down. Come on.
what happened? Oh, Kiri, so you guys made it, and apparently so did I. Which, last I checked, I thought the bastards had got me.
You're cutting in and out, Chris. I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'm just going to adjust my volume and see if that helps. And then go and adjust my... Let me just have a look at my... Yeah, my voice connection's kind of funny, so I'm just going to... I forgot to pop that announcement in. Yeah, my voice connection's... Oh, and now it's gotten back to normal. Can anyone hear me alright now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, right. Sorry about that, folks. Joys of technology. And Discord in particular. So, wait upon recovery, upon awakening, goes, good to see you. Surprised I made it through. At which point he'll probably get a look from all of them and go, I didn't. Oh dear. So, guessing that means Kiri must have finally picked up a higher level of magic. Good on you. And good to see that all of you made it.
Enough.
There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris.
Didn't hear you say anything if you did.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, Silas, you alright?
Hey, John.
Look at that. I'm 10 minutes late and we're in a completely different area.
Yeah, basically
Yeah,
we just watched
wrapped way back to life.
Kiri revive the deceased leader of Arwyll Stead. Your mutual contact, Wait Arwyll.
Ooh.
upon revealing the information, he gives thanks to you all for your aid, and by the way, anyone who's below max health, you can max it out. So, Xander?
Yeah.
I think you're the main one who got clobbered last night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and so did Vegazi. Who's now at around 100 hit points.
Only at about 78.
Yes, but then again, she is a ranger.
True.
And then, obviously, there is a small discussion between Ovir, Terran, and Waite, as they basically let him know what's been going on. Oh, I hate to do this, my friends, after the favour you've done me, but I do have a couple of others to ask if that's possible.
Let's hear it. We're happy to help. We're already happy to help with this mess.
You have my thanks for that, and I'll make sure that we provide an ample reward for your service here.
You're welcome. I really need to keep reminding myself to stop saying we. I say things.
Well, there are two things of immediate need, both of which I was hoping for your help with. The first would be helping to prepare the funeral pyres for those who died in the raid last night. And the second would be that there are some outlying farmsteads that help supply the town in various methods, but obviously they're in danger now, so I was hoping that you could help gather up the various homesteaders and bring them back behind the walls, prevent any easier access to sacrifices than the Hell's Fury tribe already have.
I'd be happy to help with the funeral pyres.
Right.
And among the other problems.
Same here.
Okay.
Back in my city, I was known for taking care of bodies.
Okay, there are a few different things that you can help with. You can either help gathering the dead, cleaning the streets, preparing the bodies, building the pyre, or helping to prep the pyre site for the official funerary rites.
I'll help with the bodies, help gathering them.
Okay.
Will very excitedly help too.
You said one of the options was cleaning the streets? Or
Yeah,
clearing
basically
the streets?
cleaning the streets, as in clearing the rubble from where different things have collapsed, or preparing the bodies for the funeral. Wrapping them in funeral garb, that sort of thing, or funerary shrouds rather.
She'll help with cleaning streets or whatever. Jazara will.
Okay.
Claudius will help with the streets as well.
I'll move on to the funeral shrouds since people seem to be grouping up on certain jobs.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, okay, so if you're not particularly sure what job you want to do, that's fine. If you just want to say you want to help, and then you can get assigned.
yeah, I guess. I can't even think of what I'm doing.
That's fair enough. It's
That's something that's usually Jolene's problem.
yeah, fair enough.
I take out the baddies, everybody else cleans up behind me.
We're just kicking them to the side of her.
Okay, I just gotta check something. Okay, so each of you. Okay, so for helping out after they finish performing the ceremony, you each receive 2 potions of cure moderate wounds.
Magnus,
Yeah.
Illy sent you a couple. There have been a couple messages, but you're breathing into your mic.
Sorry.
So you might just want to adjust where your mic is, and that'll probably sort it.
Yeah, I just moved it.
So.
If it persists, it's my fan, not my breathing.
Oh, and I just have to check whether Kiri has a neck slot item, because if she does, then I might be giving this to someone else, because basically there's one more reward that comes with it, but I need to check. Because normally it would go to Kiri, but we can't just put it in party loot for now, if nothing else. Well, there's actually 2 other rewards, but one of them's a slotted item.
She is probably the one who deserves it the most right now.
Well, yeah, that's basically what the cleric's thinking.
Yeah, we'll agree.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she has many magic items, so she's going to be getting the Periapt of Protection from Curses.
I have a periapt of myself. Of wound closure, damn it.
And also, whoever wants them can take 2 scrolls of Remove Curse.
They're not bestow curse? Darn.
No, this is from a good cleric.
I have no ranks in spellcraft or use magic device, so I think those may be going to carry as well.
They're divine?
Yep.
I'll double check, but yes, most likely.
Yeah.
And
Which
they are
is
cast
arcane.
level.
That's I would have to use magic device to use them.
Yeah, and they're cast level 10th.
So I already have remove curse in my spell list. I also have bestow curse.
I have bestow curse too.
Yeah, so I'll put those onto Kiri.
Oh, wait, come on. Of course I'm going to have both.
Yeah, fair point. I'll put those onto Kiri's gear for now.
Ellen's still just Ellen's happy with the potions right now.
And did they want to get rid of these bodies? I mean, they have some assassin dust for no particular reason.
They're performing a funeral pyre, not dusting the bodies.
Always a good idea to have it around.
Plus, I'm not sure what assassin dust does when it comes to the transition of the soul.
No, it just gets rid of the body, gets rid of the evidence.
You're probably the only reason we know, and this is why it's probably the only reason we get weird looks when we go into towns.
We get weird looks because I'm carrying around assassin dust?
Among other things.
if nothing else, Kiri has now got an extra 2 on her AC. That's good.
Very.
I wasn't even good at until a moment ago.
So, the other aspect, obviously, is that they need help gathering up people from the various farmsteads. So, you alright doing that?
Yep, I would. I'd head out. I've actually at least got a horse, so I'm able to get around fairly quickly.
Well, if anyone needs a horse, then that's not a problem. They can provide one.
Just in case someone doesn't grab one, I get a coconut and cut it in half.
Of course, we have to go
Get
there.
that coconut.
Should have known we would go Monty Python sometime in this campaign. I don't think this is the first.
It has to happen
It was
eventually.
brought here by a swallow.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Kind of a rule in the States. You know, if you can't quote Holy Grail, you shouldn't be.
Never heard that before. Also never seen Holy Grail.
Really?
If you've got a Netflix thing, I think it's on there.
I'll have to give it a look.
It is hilarious. It's Monty Python. I don't know how familiar you are with that troupe, but
Not very.
Spam
one of the funniest troops to come out of England. So
They do some good. They do some good stuff. I tend to favour more Blackadder. Well, apart from the whole secret of hiding routine that Monty Python did at one point, or of not being seen, or whatever it was.
alright, everything's set.
Or of course there was always. I'll admit my favourite when it comes to comedy troupes though comedy duos would be the two Ronnies.
You broke up right there.
The two Ronnies? Any of you lot heard of them?
Nope.
Seriously? Bloody hell.
Seriously.
I'll find some videos of that later. For anyone who's watching in the US, please search two Ronnies on YouTube. It is a laugh riot. Two of the best examples of late great comedians.
One of my favorite comedians is Mitch Hedberg, and he's dead now.
Okay, so the nearest one would be the Mortar Horse Ranch.
To the horse ranch then.
Shouldn't we go to the furthest one away and then slowly come back? That way, as we're coming back, we're gathering up more people and we have like a huge crowd by the time we get here.
Well,
We can guard them the whole entire way.
yeah, apart from that gives you more people to guard per spot rather than just being able to send them back from the first one and go from there.
That's when the druid pops up and drops a firestorm on us.
If they die by a firestorm, they weren't going to be very much help to us anyway.
Well, they're civilians, not going to be much help in the first place.
It's less them helping you, more you helping them.
If only we had a necromancer, then they'd be helped both ways.
If you're not on some sort, I don't know if I already made this joke, but if I have to say this. And if you're not on some sort of watch list, someone's not doing their job.
Well, you could either go to Mortar or Turnal Farm. Mortar is the closest, Turnal is the furthest.
You're breaking up again, Chris.
Right, hang on. I'm just going to check what server we're on. I'm just thinking whether it could be the weather wherever the server's based.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's currently US Central. Let's try Western Europe. See if my neck of the woods does us any better. Okay, how do I sound now?
You sound much better.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, so it might have been the server issue. Joy. So, where are we head? So, where do you guys want to head?
I'd like to keep any potential targets small, so I say closest ones first.
Okay, just be a second. My computer's acting up.
Excuse me.
Yep. Sorry about this, folks. Just gonna have to put you on another screen because I think I might have to restart my Roll20.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it was not having me trying to do anything at the moment, it froze. Please let my prediction have been wrong, please. Right, so from the sounds of it, we're planning to go to the mortar farm first, and yeah, the page just crashed. And now uncrashed. Or at the very least, the crash signal thing has vanished for me.
Okay, I was about to say, how do you uncrash something?
It's either decided it wanted to start working again, or I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And of course, that's when one of my antivirus things decides to pop up. Not actually being useful, but just deciding that to say, by the way, have you done your weekly check this week? Which I have. Which one was it that broke this time? Ah, it was the other one. Okay, that's good.
Rose, can you mute your mic or something? Because it's getting a little annoying with the cat noise.
Sorry.
So how is everyone, apart from, you know, waiting on me to actually get back in game because my computer is a steaming heap?
Good, trying to at least think already getting tired of my background noise just on my end. I doubt you can hear it, but I've got, I think, a weed whacker or something going outside.
Oh, those are always fun to deal with.
I can't hear it.
Me neither.
That's why I said I figured you couldn't, but I can hear it.
Yeah. One of the worst noises to have in the background. Only thing worse is someone trying to scrape the ice off their car. Ugh. Wrong season, but I hate that noise. Just making sure it's working, folks, before I try and bring it back over. Anyone else got any thoughts about the next campaign's character for them? Or for the
I haven't decided on race, but I think I'm going to go with the Anointed Guardian.
That will be a fun one.
Nice. That's the Paladin Summoner one, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he talked to me about it at first, and I was kind of iffy on it. But when he finally posted the stuff and I read over it, I was like, this is actually pretty neat.
All right, so at least for the moment, it's looking like Swashbuckler, the Viking, the Anointed Summoner, and a Machine Smith currently.
Dwarven Space Viking.
Well, Sky Viking. We're not actually going into space.
Okay,
Yet.
Dwarven Sky Viking.
We need to all take the trait, what was it? Attacked by Space Marines.
I have to look this up now.
Oh yeah, that's
my question is, what type of Space Marines? Because if they're Warhammer 40k Space Marines, we're lucky to be alive.
No, it's not, because I'm in the UK and I have no desire to bring about the wrath of GW. They're not quite as bad as the mouse, but...
Well, you're not the one that brought up the trait. He is.
Yeah, and they aren't going to go... Yeah, and it's not like GW are known for being petty and going after the host over someone else at all. Well, actually, to be fair, they'll go after whoever has the most money. So, probably not me, but...
Definitely not me. What kind of trait is that?
He just made it up.
Oh.
No,
I was
the
like,
trait
wait.
is
No, there is a trait
the trait
from, like...
is actually
Yeah.
scarred by space pirates.
Oh.
Is what it is.
Yeah. So, I say it's from the Distant Worlds book.
People of the Stars.
Oh, my mistake. I knew it was one of the two
You were attacked by
Pathfinder...
space pirates in your youth, inspiring you to find ways to deal with the alien interlopers should they return. Bonus, you gain a +1 trait bonus on attack rolls against humanoids.
That's great.
Which is amazing.
Just change the name to Space Marines instead.
How
Well,
do
in the
you
case of-
read the PDF files of the hybrid classes for Neo Exodus?
They're
do you
in
have a
the
PDF reader?
Google Drive I linked in player chat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know I'm on there.
Just double click it if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it should be.
Oh, there it is. Okay, fine. Okay.
I'll be right back in a moment.
Yeah, there's also the Protean Scribe, which is this weird writing-based bard equivalent.
It is amazing. I played it before. I had my own little world inside a book. Like full-on world inside a book. It was amazing. I need to be right back.
Not a problem. I'll just bring over the characters in just a second. As soon as I've got... say there are some thoroughly weird classes in that setup, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at Headhunter right now.
Yeah. Those of you who want...
The Witch Barbarian hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the cool but weird ones. I'm not even sure... I've not read through it properly yet, but from what I've read so far, it's, as I say, weird but kind of cool.
Yeah, look at this. Local fetish. Focal fetish. At first level, a hunter starts with a severed and ritually prepared head of a humanoid.
Well, yeah, they do technically have a... well, yeah, but to be fair, the iconic for the class is a Caliban, which is a Neo-Exorcist race of sentient cannibals that are compelled cannibals. It's a bit of a weird one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to be allowing all the races from Neo-Exodus in this campaign because trying to explain the Calisan and Caliban and all that is a bit much. So if people want to rearrange themselves into whatever order they like, and then...
Somewhere in the middle of the...
yeah, I could probably be somewhere towards the front because...
well, Big Paladin Smash.
yeah, well, he is the paladin equivalent of Hellboy. So, as you come in to the ranch's territory, you're met by Elia and Clyde Mortar. Sorry about the bad picture on Clyde. There's only so many decent farmer images you can find on Pinterest, at least that are RPG art.
It's fine.
You'll notice that they do appear to be armed, although not with, well, in the case of Elia, not with a traditional weapon. She's wielding what appears to be a pitchfork. Meanwhile, Clyde has a wood-cutting axe. Clyde's the first one to step forward. Alright, folks, you're a strange-looking lot, so what brings you here?
Wait sent us. We're gathering people from outside the city.
Oh. So, one of the tribes is getting antsy again, is it?
Oh, they're getting pretty exceedingly bad. They've already been summoned. The Hell's Fury tribe has been summoning demons.
Devils, but...
Like, wow, fair enough. Well, they're farmers. They won't know.
Right, well... Oh, bloody hell. Right, we'll get on out of here. At which point he... Ellie, you get the kids, I'll get the wagon set up. Which point he pulls over a couple of exceedingly large draft horses. And starts hooking them up to a what appears to be an armoured wagon.
If you need any help, just point me the right way. I'll lend a hand as needed.
No, I should be alright. Between Thunder and Fury here, we should be able to get along. If anyone wants to, you can make a knowledge, nature, or a survival check to try and recognise the horses.
Sure.
Okay, Claudius? And... Okay, Claudius, Illyn, and Jolene, you're rather surprised. These are probably the first cases you've ever seen of what appears to be dire horses.
What?
Holy fuck! What?
Interesting.
I want one.
Same here.
And from what you can tell, the rest of the horses at the ranch, which Clyde seems to be letting loose, whilst they aren't true dyers, they do appear to have the marks of having to have been sired by at least one of the of these dire horses.
No, I want a full blood.
Yeah, well, these two seem to be the only ones, and Clyde seems rather attached to them.
I would have
No, I
played
wasn't suggesting to take his. I was going to ask him where he got him, though.
Oh, found them in the wild. There's a pair of injured foals. Raised them pretty much since I was a lad.
Fucking hell, dire horses.
They aren't any larger than normal horses. Well, they're on the larger scale of large, but they are impressively stronger and fiercer.
So at least bigger than a Clydesdale, probably.
Yeah, if you're going off...
Yeah, they'd have to be.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. They're probably 7 foot at the shoulder.
Big horse.
Jeez, they're almost big enough to need to be a large-sized person just to manage one of these things.
Well, you do notice that one of the things that Clyde is sticking in the back does appear to be a saddle with a rope ladder attached.
Seems practical.
Yeah, I will say the scary thing about these things, as heavy set as they are, because they are built like Clydesdales, they have a 60-foot movement speed.
Oh.
I just come in and I hear someone's using a dwarven war saddle.
No, even dwarves would need more than that, because the horse breeder, who's you guys have just told to get back to town, has a pair of dire horses.
Well, no, I mean a saddle with a ladder attached to it. There's a dwarven war saddle.
Yeah, as I say, for a dwarf to mount a dire horse, you would need more than that. They are 7 foot at the shoulder.
So just a human dwarven horse saddle, then.
Yeah. They are frightening beasties. I will
just
say
look
that
at my
much.
own horse, so I'll kind of just add her appreciative.
Yeah. They are not what you would call a. They are definitely an advantage if you're trying to deter things from messing with you.
Yeah?
No, absolutely. Well, it's just really good. It's not in the heat right now.
Yeah. I'll put it this way: they've got a +6 natural armor.
Now I'm just trying to picture them as awakened creatures.
Oh god.
He would probably have the most stubborn and aggressive person you've ever met. would probably be a good imagination for him.
I pictured him talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, at least the male one.
Probably more like Clint Eastwood.
Fair point.
Oh, even better.
So he and his family head on out. And I will say, despite pulling a fully loaded armoured carriage, the dire horses are not slowed. They effectively have the dwarven rule to ignore encumbrance.
Nice.
I really want one.
Why do you think the Mortar Border Ranch has been so successful despite over the last 30 or so years, despite where it is?
Very good point. I take a moment. I'm actually going to specifically examine the tracks of the dire horses to keep an eye out them in case I find any in the wild.
That's fine. Although, if you found an adult taming the thing, I would not envy you for.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be fun.
Well, I'm just thinking trying to break and tame a normal Clydesdale isn't exactly easy. And that's when you start with them as foals.
Yeah, just I broke it, and you see him laying on the ground with a broken spine.
Yeah. That would probably be a fair point. Now, if everyone could give me a perception check.
Let me. There.
You just have to keep showing me up, huh, Josh?
I've got a 24 perception right now. It's impossible not to. Hey, I'm a wisdom-based character who's got a magic item that gives me a +5 to perception check.
Eyes of the Eagle.
Alright, well, you do spot something which I'll bring in just a second.
Actually, no. One note better. Lenses of detection, +5 on perception and +5 on track. I'm just checking some of the survival checks, so ignore them.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, yeah, my notes are showing. Never mind.
Okay, well, you do see a group closing in on you, which looks like they were running a bit late, but appears to be a trio of orcs and a quartet of dire wolves.
Orcs incoming, plus they've got some wolves.
Are they cute?
Orc wolves, so I'm guessing probably not Chris.
Well, they're dire wolves, so they're not the nicest, but at the same time, Nashi's got an odd perception of what cute is.
Fair enough. So, Yeah, probably for you, I'd say yes.
I don't think I can fight cute orcs.
He's asking about the orcs, not the wolves, the whole time. I was afraid of that.
I hadn't even considered it, I will admit.
Okay, you can go ahead and handle the wolves then.
Nah, I just can't imagine a cute orc. They must be rare.
The orcs are almost certainly
sure
not considered
Chris-
cute unless you have a very twisted sense. Then again, this is copper sense, so...
Chris,
Yeah?
if you ever bring Scoppersons back, make sure I never use Eris at the same time.
Or worse yet. Yeah, that's a fair point. Or indeed, Corlin. Or most of your characters, you have a tendency for playing pretty boys.
Okay, Eros. Okay, I'll give you Corlin, but Eros, that was not intentional. You can't. You find an orc picture like that, you can't exactly pass it up, especially considering most orc art for not exactly match for a rogue.
Yeah, fair point. But that's the dire wolves.
They look friendly.
And that would be the Hell's Fury Warriors. They're actually wielding...
They also look friendly.
They're actually wielding flails, not spiked chains. It's just this is the only art I could find that looked like a decent orc tribesman that wasn't either Warhammer or ridiculous.
I looked to the person who said that these guys are cute. I'm like, you have a weird sense of cute.
Well, cute well, be cute for you. That's what I meant.
Okay, folks, roll for initiative. And since you, and since, by the way, folks, since anyone who got, just let me double check, but yeah, I think you all got, you all get to act in a surprise round.
Damn.
Where's... Oh, there it is. Yes.
You're making it hard not to keep showing me up, Magnus.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is your initiative modifier, I wonder?
11.
You have almost twice my initiative modifiers, so it's kind of hard not to show me up there again.
Yeah, perks of being an Inquisitor. I got 22 decks and the ability to add my Wisdom modifier to initiative roll.
I have 22 decks as well. I just can't add any other modifiers.
I'm fairly sure there is a way for investigators to add their intelligence to their initiative.
Really? I have to go look for that.
There's a fee to do it, like, I think. But either way, melee people have that one trick that I usually put on people.
I'll activate my teamwork feat, so shot of opportunity for Copper Sense.
Yeah,
I can just... teamwork feat.
Any of the melee people I can force push from you.
Nice.
Or I can make people lose their movement speed.
No, there's a third party that allows you to add intelligence modifier to initiative checks.
No, I'm fairly sure it was I think it's one of the not discoveries, or whatever the discoveries are for investigators.
Towns.
Yeah. Just double check her stats, but.
are the orcs and the wolves on the initiative track and like just can't see them, or
no, I'm just adding them in, just double checking Vagazi's stats first.
Right, no problem.
Because I need to make sure I've got her initiative modifier right, because I believe I gave her improved initiative, but I can't remember whether that gives her a +7 or a +8. +8, right, okay. Well, not +78, +8. Sorry, thing didn't delete when it should have done.
Hey, Chris, take a quick look at the stream because I think it's just showing your like idle page or something like that.
Okay,
Don't see
right.
the game map.
Nope, we should be on live scene.
Alright, then it's just on my end then.
Joys of technology. Let's see.
Yeah, I was thinking charisma to initiative with Noble Scion.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that wouldn't help me.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like that's what I was thinking of, not the into. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Easy enough done.
That would actually hurt me.
You have a negative to your charisma?
Character design. Took negative on purpose.
Well, just start taking the Zerk drug.
The what?
The Zerk drug.
You're gonna have
I
to
just
explain
saw
what
mention
that
on
is.
that.
You're gonna have to explain what that is. I don't know what that is.
There's certain drugs in Pathfinder. One of them is the Zerk drug. It gives positives, but also gives negatives, and you can get addicted to it.
There you go. Link for it.
That's a worrying combination.
Thing is, it actually comes out of one of the official Paizo books too.
Oh yeah, I know. Paizo did a load of stuff like that.
Oh God.
Okay, Ilin, so you had your... So has anyone else got any plans for their surprise round action before we...
Yep, speak now if you want to get your buffs or anything, Ellen.
Let me see if I got any buffs to put up. I don't really have many, but...
I was going to say, Jazara, if you want to cast haste, now would be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, she's casting haste. And I'll put a timer up. Where's... Isn't there an hourglass? Oh.
Well, since I got a surprise round and I can do it, mage armor. I got hit last time, damn it.
Wait.
Not unreasonable.
Oops. That's wrong.
I'm going to say that should be 11.
Ah. Oh, won't let me do that, will it? Huh.
Joys of Roll20 tech. see. Let's.
What? Stupid.
I have a 21 armor class now.
That's 35. She's currently got a 60-foot movement.
Can you put up a round tracker too?
Yeah, I'll just see if I can find one of those.
No,
Just give
I
me a
see the
sec.
round tracker.
I don't see it.
I just see the turn order.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if
Yeah,
I can.
that's what.
Sort options. Yeah, no, I don't have an option in the turn order setting to do a.
Huh.
I'll see if I can find anything in anything else. Just give me a second. Nope, 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 nope. No, I'm not seeing anything. I will say it won't matter. It's not going to last.
I gotta let my dog in.
I will say it's probably not going to last 11 rounds, so it's not going to matter that much.
True.
I mean, it's 7 things versus you lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh, can we move during the surprise round?
Yeah, you can either move or you can make a move or a standard action.
Alright, so gonna move up right there to behind that bush.
And Akka can move there because yay.
And back.
No problem. So she can move a bit further than that, so I might as well have her move. So she'd move 35, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna move up with her. Go. Okay, Ilin, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to
Remember, you
move
have
up here.
the benefits of haste.
Alright, I'm going to move up here, running start, and I'm going to use acrobatics to try and leap up on, get up to this roof.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check.
Didn't mean to hit it twice, but 20.
Yeah, that's fine then with the running start.
Alright, swift action. I'll go Orc Bane for the moment. I'll take my single shot on the leftmost orc.
Okay. So just the first one?
Yep, just the first attack and the first Bane, which is an additional, so 28 damage.
Yeah, okay. Whew.
How close do I have to be to get that extra attack again?
30 feet.
From you or from the enemy? I'm guessing from enemy. Okay.
I'll just leave that in the other way around. No problem. Okay, so that's it for Ilin, is it?
Yeah, it just has to be within 30 feet of the enemy.
Yeah. So, Copper Sense, you're up.
Okay, I rain down hell on these guys. Literally, I'm gonna hit this guy and this guy.
Okay.
And I'll make my attack.
Let's see those attack rolls then.
Ooh.
And only the orc has the extra damage for mine.
Okay.
I'm guessing that confirms.
Yeah.
That I'm blinking is the fact that he's dead. Now look at the other work.
Okay. Jazara, you're up.
Well, left, right. Right. Here.
Okay.
And glitter dust centered here.
Okay, so it's hitting the 2 wolves and the orc, or?
Yeah, and I think it also hits this guy, but I'm not sure.
The, what's the medium creature? 10-foot radius, I'll just double check.
Yeah.
I'll give this guy a 10-foot aura, and that should figure it out. Yep. Okay, let's see what the saves are. Oh dear, will saves are not good. Will save for Orc 1. Orc 2. Orc 2 makes it. Wolf 1. Wolf 2. So, glitter dust. So, Orc 1 and Wolf 2 are blind.
Well, they did better than they had any right to.
I am quite fond of the bleeding eye for a... Oh, and that's 1 round per level. That's nasty.
Yep.
Okay. That it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Jolene, you're up.
Alright. Let's see here what we got. And this wolf.
Okay.
We are going to throw an ice tomb on it.
Okay, that's...
DC 26 fort save.
Alright. Fortitude, I think, is actually their good save. Not that that's saying much.
And of course, he's going to do what he always does, roll a nat 20.
I don't...
Rolled it!
He's just about to deny it, too.
Oh!
He's
Murphy,
gonna do
why'd
what he
you
always
do
does
this
to
to
me?
me?
He's going to roll a nat 20.
That means he takes full damage but isn't entombed, correct?
He takes half damage, but he's not frozen, but he is staggered. Hold on, let's see. Oh no, it just takes half damage.
Oh, okay.
So it takes 7 points.
Okay. That it for you then?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Claudius?
Alright, so. I think I'm going to move here. Swift action, studied combat on the wolf.
Before you do that, just to ask, could you reach one of the, oh, never mind, you can't reach any of the orcs without getting glitter dusted.
Correct, I'm not stepping into that or I know better.
Fair enough.
And then a single rapier strike on said wolf.
Okay.
How?
And that's a nat 1, so you drop your weapon.
Okay. That'd be all.
Note to self, we all need to buy weapon cords.
Or just do like me and throw your weapon.
It's fair, but don't you also have like a build? Are they returning or do you have like a blank back belt?
Neither. I just rip out duplicates of my weapon and throw the duplicate.
Alright, I can't expect anything normal from you.
It's a pretty cool ability, though.
Yeah, it's a splintering weapon. They're awesome. Or a sharding weapon, I think it is.
Okay, well... Vagazi's going to try something a bit odd. She calls out in Orcish. Razor, Ravage, Snarl, Shadow. Turn and hunt. At which point, the dire wolves turn around and start snacking on the orcs.
I'm suddenly more glad she's on our side.
I trained every one of the hunting hounds in the Hell's Fury tribe. The wargs won't listen to me, but I've got a good shot with most of the dire wolves. Just didn't want to make anyone bank on it. Wasn't sure whether they might have found someone to replace me yet.
Yeah, even if they did, the wolf will end up dead like the rest.
Yeah. Well, it does have the advantage when you're the only one that trains them with kindness rather than with beatings.
Yeah, people never learn.
They're devil-worshipping orcs, and as much as they may be my kin, the stereotypes about orcs, at least when it comes to the Hell Fury tribe, are all too accurate.
The stereotypes of the Hell Fury tribe are what?
The stereotypes about orcs when it comes to the Hell Fury tribe are all too accurate. At which point they'll all be coming over to Vagazi because, well, they did what they're told. They're looking for their treat. At which point she does pull out some jerky and hands some to each of them.
They expect the fight to be easy, but even that easy was just thank you, Vagazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll wash the stuff out of Snarl's eyes.
And Shazar's like, sorry about that.
As I say, I didn't want anyone relying on it in case it didn't work. It's been a couple of years since I left the tribe. It's been a few years since I left the tribe. I couldn't be sure.
Well, either way, we got some new friends. Ellen says as he reaches into the bag he's holding, pulls out some more.
And she patches them up.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Would we be likely to see hellhounds in the future?
Potentially. Mother does seem to have started making further use of devils, so it's quite probable. I wouldn't even put with
Technically, we did last week.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say you've already seen Nessie and Warhound.
Nessians are bigger, badder versions of regular hellhounds.
And you saw Hellhounds the week before as well.
Yeah, there's a spell that you take a wolf and you basically sacrifice its remaining life to turn into like a hellhound for a certain amount of hours.
Yeah, if you bring that up around Vergazi, she's going to try and gut you.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'm just asking. Like, that's the reason why I asked if there would be hellhounds in the future.
Yes, but not those. She's not going to be using that spell. She's not going to be using the Vile Dog transformation spell or whatever it is. Seriously, the most fucked up spell Paizo have ever brought out.
Not even close.
To be fair, the reason I view it as the most fucked up one they brought out is the rest of them are just designed to attack people rather than, you know, torturing an animal into a maddened berserker. Mess with people all you like, I'm fine with it. It's people hurting animals I have issues with. What can I say? I like animals more than I like people most of the time.
Can't say I blame you.
Agreed.
Just be a second and then we'll be on to the next farm.
As we're leaving, we hear someone call out, "My cabbages!"
Someone's not a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender then?
Not sure that was a reference he was going for, but...
No, it was completely Avatar related.
Yes, the cabbage cart man.
The whole the fan thing, though, is really questioning. Are you talking the TV series, or are you talking the movie?
TV series, obviously.
Because the movie was outright horrendous.
There was no movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what you mean.
I see. Sort of like Beyond Thunderdome doesn't exist. Got it.
Beyond Thunderdome was at least fun. Stupid, but fun.
Yes, the other thing was just... no.
Well, they got Shyamalan to do it.
Yes, which was their first mistake.
Wrong to begin with.
It's not quite as bad as hiring Ryan Johnson, but it's getting up there. Or whoever did Iron Man 2. Oof, now there was a... No, Iron Man 3, sorry. Iron Man 2 was bad, but not as bad as Iron Man 3.
Yeah, the Mandarin one, yeah. A lot of fans were upset with that one.
Well, there was a big enough backlash that Disney put together an extra for the DVD that made them show that actually there really was a real Mandarin, and then they've never done anything with it since.
That's not true. You know those little short episodes that were shown through YouTube, and I think on some of the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, like Coulson's funny thing happened on the way to the Thor's hammer. Oh. There was one where the group from the first Iron Man, the 10 Rings,
yeah,
approached the actor who pretended to be the Mandarin in jail
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I was
about
talking about.
the
They also
master
put that
wanting
on the
to see it.
DVD of Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But basically, they did that because of the backlash. But I was meaning they haven't done anything with it since then.
Yeah, with Endgame coming, probably never will.
And if Iron Man continues, they're gonna have somebody in the suit other than Tony Stark. So
Yeah, I just hope it's not who I think it's gonna be.
the girl.
Yeah, Riri Williams, also known as the sociopath of Marvel heroes. I mean, this is a girl who thought it was a good idea to go and attack us, to go and randomly invade Latveria. And he's supposedly a genius, yeah, because that's not going to bite you in the ass at all, going and messing around in Doctor Doom's backyard.
No, she only made Doctor Doom look better when he had his own Iron Man.
Yeah, so do not mess. I don't care how smart you think you are or anyone else thinks you are. Do not mess with the guy who can match wits with Reed Richards in science and Stephen Strange in magic at the same time. You. Doom is very rarely portrayed as frightening as he should be. Just from the sheer level of... Because realistically, if he focused on science or magic, he would be #1 in the world in that subject. But that aside, we shall move on to travelling to the next area. The wolves will be following along, but they will not be involved in combat because we don't need the extra.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
They'll clean up the mess.
It'll just be a second and then I'll bring you guys over for the next map. They already got? Yes, they have. Good. Oh, wonder if we're going to see... Oh, Shane's running a bit late. Can people hear me? Now
Yeah.
Discord's playing up.
Well, hey, it just means we'll actually be able to get a few rounds in.
Well, yeah.
Before he walks in and starts critting and hitting everything.
Yeah, 4 times crit on a blooming Cannibal.
With smite.
Yeah. Only mildly terrifying. Just be a second, my computer's mucking me about again. Okay, I'm going to need some perception checks again from people.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Though we haven't switched maps yet.
No, but that's just because it's whether you notice what you're supposed to be travelling near. Never mind. Ilium will definitely notice a voice calling for help.
Wow, Copper Sense. Ty Dillon.
Yes, you hear a...
You have a 24, I have a 21. We're good.
So, yes, you hear someone shouting for help, and Cop Sense, does anyone who got over 30 happen to speak Giant?
I do speak it, but I didn't get over 30.
Common, Celestial, Abyssal, Inferno, or so no.
Unfortunately, I do not either.
Okay, in which case you just hear grunting. On top
Damn.
of the high-pitched squealing for help.
Huh.
Well, let's go that way.
Yeah, I think
so.
some
Feel free to rearrange yourselves, but you come upon a clearing in which you see a trio of trolls arranged around a tree, from which you can hear a voice screaming, and just out of their reach, even when they jump, is a young boy, probably about 10 years old, who seems to have climbed up the tree.
Okay, so obviously the trolls are in trouble.
I should have seen that comment coming. I don't know why I didn't.
My map not change.
Same.
I'm just bringing you guys. I was just bringing your tokens over, so I've just got to move your characters over.
Okay. I just. So I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a case of what we had happen yesterday, where for whatever reason.
No, that was me forgetting for ages to move the map over. Remember?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I was proper scatterbrained last
don't
night.
you see the enemies? No, we only see this one over here. Are you sure? Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I was proper scatterbrained last night.
So it was what, about 20 minutes before we finally realized he was on a different map than the rest of us.
Yeah, and I did 3 different wipes of the enemies on that screen. Oh, I was a proper numpty that day.
Alright, upon seeing the orcs, I'm casting Flames of the Faithful.
You mean trolls?
Same thing. Well, yeah, sure. Trolls, yes. So my longbow is now
Cobb sense you can't be that far ahead, dude. Alright. Basically, you can be anywhere up to this line.
Wait, there or there?
Yes, you can be up. You can be in the square you just were in, Jizara. You've got one further ahead. You can move. You can move to here. But it was.
Okay.
And obviously, Jolene already has mage armor established because it's not been that long.
And
is this another surprise round?
I'm just going to give them a quick perception roll and we'll find out. They are distracted, but they might still hear you.
But it's not like I'm stealthing around either, so.
No, but these are trolls. They ain't exactly bright.
I'm assuming Jazara's first cast of haste would be.
Yeah, that would be over by now.
But would she have had the chance to cast it again once they got up here?
We'll see if you've got a surprise round. I'm just checking that.
Okay. Alright.
So they get a minus, but...
Yeah, just because I can, I'll roll it.
No, that would not be a surprise round, so it'll just be a roll for initiative.
Okay.
Actually, you've got multiple people who are fairly decent with woodland travel, so yeah, we'll say you've got the surprise round for this one. So yes, you can have your haste.
And I got my Flames of the Faithful up, so that's good. I'm guessing that is what I know they count as giants for bang.
Yeah.
Alright, giant thing. Yeah, gravity bell is up.
It doesn't have the turn order thing up yet.
Don't worry.
It'll
there
still
it is.
put me in there.
Yeah.
And we should all be. Okay. Yeah.
I'll leave Kyrie out because for some reason her stats aren't loading in properly for some of it. Actually.
Okay, let's see.
Actually, she's got a flaming morning star. So Kyrie could do alright for combat.
Oh, when you roll a 3 for initiative.
Yeah. Well, no one said that they were going to be fast.
And you'll beat me one day, Magnus.
Yeah, once I find out how to add my intelligence to
I was gonna say, I'll see if I can.
initiative.
They can't add intelligence. I think there's a way at the very least for them to add inspiration to it.
Could also get a dueling weapon.
Well, as has been established, it's not exactly going to be a
Yeah.
campaign where many magic items are going to be purchased.
There might be a
So-
chance. I was gonna say, if you want to use some, if you want to, you might get gifted some stuff if you really need something, or during the section after this, because obviously you've got the run for these 3, and then you've got dealing with the other sections where obviously there are going to be more chances to pick up items because looting and all that.
True enough, true enough.
I'm just gonna mug it. We're gonna find an evil Inquisitor orc, and I'm just gonna mug him.
I say, I don't think you're that lucky from what I recall, but
I don't know. Did you see those full attacks I made last time?
okay. Well, my neck Vagazi's quick off the draw today. Again, she does have a +8 initiative modifier, so... So, Ilin, you're up first? Oh, I need to do the troll.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm gonna full... Yeah, go ahead.
Knew I was forgetting something. Oh, and they are not good on initiative.
The trolls found the trolls suddenly go brain dead, and we just kick the shit out.
What, you mean more brain dead than a troll normally is?
Fair.
I've seen very few occasions of intelligent trolls, and the ones that are intelligent are utterly terrifying. Not as terrifying as this one unique variant for a half-fiend troll I saw once that made it immune to fire.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Yeah. Fire-immune trolls. Not fun. Well, fun for the GM, not so fun for the players.
I'm just glad it's not first edition trolls.
Oh, good. Or worse yet.
First edition troll, you cut it apart, each part grows into a new troll.
Unless you negate its regeneration or burn the pieces.
Well, that's the only way is to burn it, but
Yeah. Or from what I understand, it could be worse than that. It could be AD&D troll ghouls.
can't run into those.
Well, apparently AD&D ghouls are absolutely heinous, so it'd just be applying the ghoul abilities onto an AD&D troll. Right, so Ilin, you're up.
Alright, I have 5-foot step here, and I full attack the bottom right orc.
Okay, let's see.
Ah, come on. Drop my bell in the second attack.
Let you do 20 damage, so is that including the Bane and Fire, or...?
There's the bane damage. I haven't found a way to get it so it doesn't roll on crits. So 27 damage. 37, geez.
Yeah.
Alright, and that's it for me.
Okay, well at least you're not in any position to get attacked by them. Let's see the guys. And Vagazi will be making her attacks.
Oh, and considers the idea of if they could attach a blink back belt to make it a belt of his quiver.
The attack 1. That would be a hit. Attack 2. Hit. Attack 3. Miss.
And they're attacking the tree, pretty much.
She's attacking.
Well, they're trying to get the kid.
Oh, it's Bagazi. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say the trolls aren't.
No, it's Bagazi that's attacking. That's all.
Yeah.
I knew that. It was just, it sounds like you're talking about the trolls.
Well, yeah, I thought those attacks were for the trolls, not. And then I looked at the
No.
turner. I was like, oh wait, no, that's not right.
Yeah, it helps to look.
So 13 damage. On the same one. And can Bosca... No, Bosca can get up to... Let me just double check that, because... Yeah, he can get that easily. So one bite attack coming up. There's a hit. Just double check the damage. believe it should be a D6 plus. Oh, forgot about that. Haven't been using boss
Did you forget?
He gets a D6 plus a D4 of bleed. And Boska jumps up and tears out its throat.
Yeah, okay. Good wolf.
Wow, that one went down quickly.
To be fair, you did do over half its health in one shot.
Not true, but I thought they had more than that.
These are only regular trolls, dude.
Yeah, I'm too used to the stories of them being hoarded at low level.
Well, they are hard when you're low level. Barely causing enough damage. Their regeneration is kicking in every round, bringing them back up. So instead of having done a bunch of damage, you only did 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, they're a bloody... I'm gonna say, they're a bloody nightmare at low level. I speak from experience.
At this level, it's like...
Claudius, you're up.
Okay. So Claudius is going to move up here, study combat on this troll, and whack. And I'm going to make use of, well, let's see. So crit is the 34 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice that you got acid on the weapon, so it's not going to regenerate into that.
And it's about to get a whole lot worse for the thing.
It's not worth using the feature that I think you're thinking of.
Yeah, oh well.
I got almost max damage there, and I got average on the rapier attack, so yeah.
Yeah, you just did 53 points of damage in one strike.
Well, I picked up numerical strike as my next talent, so I can choose to just deal average.
Yeah.
By expending an inspiration.
Nice.
Though that is all.
Right.
And that makes up for the nat 1.
On the precision damage. Alright, Jolene, you're up.
Alright. See here. How badly is that tree blocking my line of sight?
If you were to advance up, you should be able to get a clear. You should be able to get a clear shot. You'll need to go maybe 10 feet forward.
Like right there.
Not what I was meaning, but if you were to, I was meaning you could go anywhere up to there, but that would give you the best. But this square would give you the best shot.
And doop.
So what are you doing?
Oh no, not that one. Sorry, I have to be closer for that one. I'm gonna do the ice tomb again. Sorry, clicked on the wrong part of the sheet.
No problem.
There you go. Sorry, Slumber's a 30-foot has a 30-foot range. Ice tomb is line of sight. finally got something with a decent. So it takes 6 points of cold. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I figured trolls had a fairly high fort save.
So that's it for Jolene. So now it's Aka's turn.
Yeah, that was move, and Hex is our standard action, so.
And for some reason just skipped over. Let's see. Just double check his movement speed, because I'm not sure what gear he's wearing. Oh, and he's playing the Batman archetype. Yeah, and he's got a 30-foot movement speed, okay, so 60 foot under haste.
Could go right here, right?
And thankfully, it's only the first attack, but timber! Down it goes.
No regenerating for either of them.
Nope.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, somebody said that the acid damage on my...
Yeah, shuts off the regeneration for a round.
Yep.
No. But they've also changed trolls over the years to the point that you can literally beat it to death.
Well,
You
what
just gotta
happened?
take it to negative hit points.
Sorry, I just had to muck around because for some reason the trolls weren't in order. Not that two of them matter because, well...
Yeah, the only one that's left at it is one who did some cold damage too, because it made it save and throw.
let's see what his movement.
Yeah, he almost got left in a permanent freezing and constantly healing hell.
Paralyzed unconscious.
Oh, that would be brutal.
That's, I don't think it exists.
Oh, now Aka's getting swung at.
No.
Because trolls are too stupid to give up.
I would have to figure out how that would actually work, but that would be a hell of a spell.
What's that?
Absolute zero. Hit someone with the spell, and their body temperature and everything goes immediately to absolute zero.
So that's a save or die spell then.
Pretty much.
Cesare, you're up.
Figured it'd be a high level spell too, so.
Yeah, it'd have to be. It would be the most powerful cold descriptor spell ever.
And she's gonna do. She's going to do this using the copper dragon for a 60-foot line of acid.
Oof.
Ow! Too many ones. Not enough sixes.
Yeah.
Still decent 30 damage, you know.
And it failed its save.
Yeah.
So it takes 29 points.
Yep. That will have stung.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy with me.
No,
He's not
charging
going to
troll
survive
incoming.
being mad at you.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not going to survive
True.
to
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Although that will be funny because that will provoke an attack of opportunity from Akka. Squish.
No, Copper Sense is probably going to kill it, so.
Fair point. Copper Sense, you're up.
I stare at it.
Oh, now you look like a troll. Great.
Well, a miniature troll.
I'm like, oh. I'm looking at myself, get it off, get it off.
I think it's an improvement.
Considering I have a 24 charisma, probably not.
Weirdness can overcome charisma, dude. And yours probably does. Well, they both hit, and guessing they apply all the damage.
Yep, all the damage.
So that's 25... 52 damage. How do you want to kill the troll?
A destructo disc. I just start spinning it above my hand, and I throw it out, and the head just like gets lopped off, along with one arm.
Welcome to Dragon Ball.
Along with one arm, just head and arm just lopped off.
Oh.
So you Frieza it.
No, Krillin. the destructo disc was originally
No, that's
Krillin's
how-
trick.
That's how Frieza died. He had
Exactly.
one arm and
Body, not the head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't watched the Super Saiyan saga in years. Not since it first aired back at... Oh god, that was something. Watching that after school.
Oh no, it was not the only thing my parents got pissed at me and made me not watch.
I will say, watching the actual... as stretched out and badly paced as it was, watching that transformation was badass at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And after this combat's over, I'm looking at the person closest to me.
Great, we've got two Jolines knocking about.
Yeah, definite improvement.
Yeah, considering I look like the paladin at most times, yeah, it's definite improvement.
Right, the young boy climbs down, stepping around the troll corpses where possible. Let's see.
What knowledge
Yeah, no.
check are the trolls?
Local.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, what are you looking for, Jazara?
To know exactly what kind of trolls these are, and to make sure that they'll stay dead.
Because their regeneration was disrupted before... These are common trolls, and because their regeneration was disrupted at the time of their death, yes, they will stay dead.
Okay. She looks at everybody else. We're good, guys.
Yep, thankfully. We got some of the right left ready for things like this.
Yep. So he introduces himself as Pellegrin Duomahat.
Well, he's a noble.
Pellegrin, what?
I'll put the name... Give me a second, I'll pop it up for you.
He's either a noble or a gnome.
Neither. He's apparently the son of a pair of former adventurers who live out on the next farm. He's also a half-elf.
Oh, that also explains it.
I'll say, good. We're heading there. We're actually heading that way now. We're gathering people to get them in towns to keep them from things like the trolls. So you can head back with them.
Great. Then he looks over at something under one of the trolls. Oh, Dad's gonna have my hide.
He can have some of the troll hide instead. It's more valuable.
At which point he pulls out what clearly used to be before it got crushed by the troll, clearly used to be a very well maintained blade.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Somebody's in trouble.
Apparently he decided
Ooh,
to
wait
go
a
off and
minute.
try...
Hang on. I might be able to help him. Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm doing this right.
You gotta make hole.
No, well, wait. Would mending work on the sword?
If you've got all the parts, yes. Which...
Are there all the parts there?
Yeah, he's able to get them all together.
Okay. Like... So she does that, she's like, there you go.
Thank you. Dad would have had my hide.
Copper's like, no one will tell on you, except for the paladin, probably.
Yeah, he's quiet. We just provoke him.
But
hopefully.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, this is a masterwork longsword, cold iron. Oh, almost forgot. Green tag for all the direwolves so that we know that they're friendly.
I'll look at the blade. Ooh, that is a really nice blade, even without a big magical.
Yeah. And then he puts it onto a... What surprises you is what's on his back, though, where he puts the scabbard. Which is a bit long for him, because he's only about 10 years old.
Yeah, but it'd be dragging in the ground if he was wearing it on its belt.
Yeah. Yeah, the sword's nearly as long, not quite, about 3/4 as long as he is tall. He's a bit of a runt. But what surprises you is if the kid would have known how to activate the scabbard, he'd have probably been a fair bit better off. It's an enchanted scabbard designed to temporarily enchant with a flaming enchantment.
Nice.
Yeah, probably didn't get told about that, otherwise he'd have probably used it.
You get right back with me, and we can even say you got a killing blow.
I was going to say, that's his dad's as well, so he's not going to be giving that up, so...
Oh, no, don't worry, I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
But I've been used points.
Careful, honey.
And don't worry, stay near me.
Considering you were the one who looked like a troll a few minutes ago, he's probably going to be sticking closer to the Inquisitor or or the rest of the group.
No.
Actually,
I
probably
look like the
Zara.
one chick. I look like a troll for like 6
Yeah, he
seconds.
looks like me.
Wait, what about Jazara?
The kid's probably sticking fairly close to you.
Oh, yeah, have fun. I'm not going to turn you invisible anymore. If we run into combat.
If you guys could group up and then we'll
Oh,
move on out to the next one.
Just to mess with the kid, I stare at him.
Don't forget about Bosca.
Oh, thank you. So on to Deroma Heart Farm. Coming out of one of the houses are two figures who, who proceed to give hugs and thorough chewing out to Pellegrin.
you think?
Because they are understandably not happy that a 10-year-old son went off trying to pick fights with the local fauna.
Considering considering we found him with a group of trolls, he did quite well, I'd say.
I.e. that he lived. Yes. Why do I get the feeling if I ever start this guy up as a full-on developed player character, run is going to be one of his feats. So they introduce themselves as Ulfric and Tariel Duelmahart. This is Ulfric.
Yeah.
And Tariel. Both former adventurers.
You know, with the names, I expected the wife to be the elf, not the husband.
Ulfric's forlorn and grew up among the Ulfen. And Tariel grew up in a monastery, which might explain why she ended up becoming a rogue. She did not get on well with authority figures.
People do things like that.
So they're very thankful, and they do offer certain rewards if anyone has use, which I'll go over it probably at the end of the session, since I can't find the page that had the rewards on them at the moment.
No problem.
And Ulfric offers to take the direwolves back to Arwyll stead to help defend and to house them and help defend the city, since he's dealt with them before.
Yeah, excellent. That'll make this moving around a bit easier.
Yep.
Just don't let them pick a fight with the dire horses.
No, at which point Ulfric will look up. Ah, they've already alerted the Mortarts. That's good. And don't worry, I don't think even direwolves are quite that brave. Well, that's stupid, depending on how you want to look at it.
You'd be surprised what a touch of idiocy can do.
Oh yes, but that's a whole different matter. But I don't think there are many animals that want to mess with a ton and a half of angry horse. Well, 3 tons between the pair of them.
I'd say at least 2 of them are probably more than at least a dozen guards, or more than at least a dozen cards at this rate.
The horses, if they get into a fight, yeah, I wouldn't want to be the thing that fights them, that's for sure. Particularly not after I gave them their upgraded shoes.
Oh, God. What did they
Are
end
they
up with?
magical?
No,
Are
but
they
they
magical shoes?
no, but they're a cold iron silver blend. Clyde didn't have the money to get them enchanted, otherwise he'd have been talking to one of the priests about it. I think he's saving up for that next time.
Well, need to recommend the impactful enchantment.
They'd only count as light weapons, unfortunately. More likely he'd get the keen
Maybe
enchantment. Because I don't know if you've ever seen what a horseshoe... I don't know if you've ever seen what...
with haste.
Maybe, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen what happens to horseshoes that regularly have to interact with hard surfaces and stone, but they get bloody sharp. I'll put it this way, my mum nearly had her ear cut off by one. Well, technically got it
Teach
past...
you to get around a wild horse.
No, this was at a stables. It tried to... It kicked backwards and didn't actually connect with her head, but because of the angle, the horseshoe clipped her ear and nearly cut it off.
Ouch.
Yeah, gave the people she was riding with at the time quite the shock.
Stuck in the middle of you was just playing in the background.
It's one of those things you don't think about having to worry about when it comes to horses until you hear about those sort of stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, metal shoes horses.
I fell off a horse once during a riding lesson, and I was going over for some jumps when I did. If I had fallen off a few seconds later, I'd probably at least be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been thrown off a couple of times.
I would have hit the post of the fence.
Oh, ouch! I say that reminds me of someone I knew at a riding school I was going to when I was younger. He decided to horse around behind a horse. Got a double barrel straight in the rib cage.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. You were.
So we moved. We're at the next town.
Yeah.
Not
I was gonna
town,
say
farm.
they asked around. They asked around at the back end of a horse. That doesn't scream stupid. I don't know what does. Oops, sorry, Jazara. Not meaning
That's
to move.
fine.
Was not meaning to move you. Hell of an escort this family have got. And I'll just move. Ooh. Funnily enough, the parents are sticking him between the dogs because we're not letting you wander off again. Okay, can I get one last set of perception checks?
No, is this the last farm then?
Yeah.
Hey, Xander, you got birds around you, or is it something in your room squeaking or something?
My fan squeaks because
Okay,
cold
I keep hearing this chirp, and it's like, is that a bird or is it something else?
Oh, hey, you beat me for once.
Oh, there's also birds outside too. Yeah, I just heard them though.
And at first it was around me, but it's like, no, all my windows are closed and stuff. And then so I checked, and every time I'd hear it, I'd see your little thing turn green for half a second. So reception check.
Hey, I beat Illian for once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even pointed it out, trying to.
Okay, so just give me a second, and I'll. Okay, Claudius and Ilan, you both noticed this. There's something in the road as you're coming towards the entrance of the farmstead. Looks like something's been buried.
I'll hold my arms. I'll hold my arms up and say, "Well, if everyone stop, there's something in the road." Well, I'm gonna take a look, Ellen. Caught.
I squint at it through my Death Watch eyes.
Okay, okay, from the shape of it, you look like you think you could probably knock the dirt off the top of it without disturbing it. If it's what you think it is.
I ready in action to castigate.
No,
I'm not sure if that was... I'm going to try and do that.
Okay, that's no problem. You're able to dust it off, and it appears your hunch was right. You've got what appears to be some sort of alchemical pressure-triggered device. Basically, what you've got is a combination of magic and alchemical landmine.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Good thing we spotted that. That would have been painful.
Yes, particularly as it appears... Given the infernal runes, it's probably some sort of hellfire landmine.
So,
Alright, so piece of advice. Don't step on that.
Well, if you've got disabled device, you could...
Bard was here.
Yeah, well...
So...
Yeah, you could make a disabled device check to try and disconnect it.
I'm stepping way back.
I'm not trained.
Is anyone?
No.
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 I don't even have a single skill point in that.
I'm more surprised that the investigator doesn't.
Yeah, you do have trap finding.
No, I don't.
Oh,
No, it's a class ability. Or did you?
Correct. No, I don't. I'm an empiricist.
Oh, his archetype.
Ah, right.
They got
Oh,
rid of
wait.
it.
Yeah, I do. Never mind. Wait, did I... Huh. Hold on. Did my archetype remove that?
Fairly sure empiricist doesn't get rid of trap finding.
Oh, right. Yeah, and then I just, brain farted on that. Lovely.
Yeah, still no skill ranks then?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Still no skill ranks then?
Still no skill ranks, yeah.
So, okay, dude. If you want to readjust that at the end for the next session, feel free.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't really think we'd deal with much many trouble.
Yeah, I'll definitely be.
It's easy enough done, dude. I mean, you are new to the class.
Right.
It's no problem, man. But you're able to make it nice and clear, so you can just have people walk around it.
Actually, I've got an idea. At least so we can get it out of the way.
Okay.
All right, everyone back up, and I'll pull out a blunt arrow, and I'm shooting it at the landmine once we're a safe distance away.
Okay, you think that's about a 20-foot distance? Well, 20
So
foot.
I'm at
If you
40.
got a 20-foot blast range, you think?
I'm gonna be at 30.
I'm going to be behind him.
I'm at least 40 feet away. No likey boomy.
Especially since it's fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't suffer anything additional for fire, but yeah.
Okay, so
I don't want to leave this thing laying around.
Okay, you don't even have to fire because it's a stationary target, so it's got... Yes, you're able to set it off. At which point there is a 20-foot dome of black fire.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh, that was fun.
And it actually leaves a lingering effect for a few seconds. Basically, had any of you actually got caught in it, along with doing the initial fire damage, it would have potentially, had you failed your saves, you would have also caught on fire for up to D6 rounds.
Oh, hey, Hellfire Napalm.
You will have also noticed you'll have also noticed a set of tracks leading off in another direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over, take a look, and try to follow them.
They seem to be leading a fair way off, but you think that if you were to follow those tracks, which would take you a while, you could probably find a potential outpost for the Hell's Fury tribe.
Alright, I'll point that out to everyone, say, let's get the last people back, then we can follow these tracks, at least take out a nice chunk of the Hell's Fury tribe.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm going to bring you over to the last of the farm maps, and then we'll probably end it after this, just so people can have their time to adjust stuff, and so I can find the stuff with the loot from the gifts. So
No problem.
you're introduced to Ort and Elizabeth Turnell. Oh, and what on earth was that explosion?
Yeah, we found a trap laid by some people, at least, well, the reason we're here. The Hell's Fury tribe has really been stepping up their attacks, and Waith has ordered us to bring people from the outlying farms to bring people into town for safety. We don't want people to end up being sacrificed.
Sacrificed? So the whole rumor about them actually summoning devils is true?
Wait, did you say we don't want a lot of people being sacrificed?
No, I said we don't want people being sacrificed.
Okay, I thought you were saying we're fine with a few people. Once we go past that.
Yeah, there have been a few devils we've been having to take care of.
Well, we'll be happy to come along. Just let us just let us close down a few things and get the wagon ready. If we're going to potentially be
Not a problem.
If we're going to potentially be besieged, then they could probably use all the supplies we can handle packing. Any of you familiar with driving a wagon? We've got a couple of extras if you don't mind bringing them along. The gear more supplies we've got, the better.
No clue.
If anyone has the ride check, that if anyone has any skill in ride, then they can use that.
I do.
Actually, wouldn't it be handle animal for driving a cart?
Yeah. Drive or handle animal. I mean, ride or handle animal.
I have skill in neither, but it's just...
Neither are even class skills for me.
Well, if nothing
same.
else, Vigazi can probably do it.
Don't worry.
I'll help.
I'll help too.
Right. So you've got several. You've got a trio of carts all piled high with combination of various pickled and otherwise preserved fruit and veg, along with a few barrels of cider. And you're able to get them all back to town quite safely. So we're going to call it here. But I will say for next session, with the gratitude of weight and the reward for helping out with this, if you have any items that you're looking for, let me know what they are and I can let you know whether we can swing them or not.
Okay.
I'll send a list.
Yeah, I will say don't go too high, obviously, because this is only a mining town. They are not that big on magic and all that.
I'm just sending everything and seeing what pops up.
Fair enough.
I'll send you a novel. Don't worry.
Oh, that's cruel.
Right. There'll also be, right, so that's going to be it for us for this week, folks. We should be back next week, at which point, if the party go where I think they're going, they may very well be meeting their second of the Daughters of Fury.
Oh, we're going. Just what direction we're going to get there is besides the point.
Fair enough. Although
But we're
hopefully this
going.
one will prove to be a bit more of a challenge than the last one did.
Lee, you just need to give her a fly, keep her away from Akka, and it'll be a challenge.
You can hope it's going to be more of a challenge, but I mean, players, man, players.
Yes, I know. Trust me, I know. Right, well, see you next week, folks, when we get to see just how quickly this lot can crush my dreams of giving them a challenging encounter.
On that note, Chris, I mentioned my swashbuckler build.
No, but I'm sure it will be brutal.
Making 8 attacks.
At 5th level? Holy crap.
Well, not 5th level, but max.
Oh.
Oh, phew. I was worried there for a second.